All right. Well, I guess we'll start without him. It's a shame, but can't be helped. So, uh, Soot has just turned ethereal, and he's floating ever so slowly upwards towards the stars. His neck is craned back, and he is staring straight at them. Um, as you try to see what's going on, he makes no response. You've had Tig run straight off away from this. What was it you said at the end of last session when you saw this?
Well, I actually said I'm gonna run and hide in a shrub.
Yep.
Um,
I more meant what Tig said, not what Sarah said.
yeah, Tig runs and hides in bushes. I think it was, ghost friend. No, this is bad. No, no floaty. No, no, Tig, oh
Yeah, that's pretty close to it.
man. Something to that effect.
Nissa, your friend is floating off into the sky. What would you like to do?
Freak out a little bit, please.
Yeah, that's allowed. Okay. So now in a panic state, is there anything else you actually want to do to try to run away towards him, away from him? What would you like to do?
I run towards him and try and if he's not high, is he too high or is he I want to see?
He's
if I
about
can,
2 feet off the ground. It's not that high.
Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to grab his hand or his foot and yank him down.
You, your hand passes straight through him, and you feel sort of like static across your skin, like all your hair stands on end, on any part of you that passes through him.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to look for Tig and see if she can help me out.
Tig is running, holding onto arm for dear life, and you have Jeeves' tail between legs, with a very, very sort of low growl, backing away from Soot.
Okay, so obviously whatever's happening is bad. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so as you stand there watching, not understanding what's going on with your friend, he sort of just fades out entirely. And you're left standing looking at an empty patch of air.
Oh no.
Soot, what the fuck happened to Soot? Soot, where are you? What's going on?
Okay, the Jeeves now sort of walks up and sort of starts sniffing around the area where Soot disappeared, and then sort of just nudges the ground. He's looking for him and can't find him. You can tell he's a little bit distressed.
I comfort my dog. I've given him pats and cuddles for attempting to.
Okay, how long do you want to wait here before moving on?
I'm literally just gonna get my little pet and just leave. Nothing we could really do if he's disappeared.
Okay. So, for those of you looking at the stream, you can see that you guys are just out a cavern near the edge of a cliff. Trying to head any more inland is just mountains. So,
Yeah.
what would you like to do? You can explore this area, but it's mostly a mountain range and a bunch of ruins along with that chasm that was behind you.
I'd like to go into the forest. I'm already hiding in a shrub. I'd like to continue hiding in shrubs and in the forest.
But okay,
I will-
well, the
Whereabouts
forest.
is Tig? Am I near
But-
her?
Hold up.
Well,
The
but I.
The forest, if you recall, is somewhere down the cliff, down the beach, up the cliff, or if you go further, through this little pass. It'll take you a while to
Yeah,
get
it's a
there.
long way away.
So the shrub you were
that's-
in is just like a small shrub. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
big.
She thinks it's
Shrub.
hiding her.
I suggest we go back to the others to make sure that they're okay inside the cave.
Okay.
Take no leave, friend.
Friend is gone. I can't help friend if he's gone. We can come back. I just want to make sure that everybody else is okay as well.
So you guys are walking and talking at the moment?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm staying in the
Um,
shrub.
She's staying in the shrub, but I'm trying to like convince her to move. It's not working out, as you can tell.
Yeah, I can tell. Sorry. We have an absence for the moment. Sorry, guys. So the screen, if I move it around, it will mess up a bit. So you guys get to the edge of the cliff, and you need to climb down.
Can't we walk along to like
The mountain range where you climbed up.
Oh, okay. Forgot about that.
I'm gonna start climbing down to try and get away from the dog.
Yep. Climb check. Oh, sorry. Athletics check. And remember, there's a little dice roller thing which make it much easier for you. You can just click a button and it rolls instantly. You just add your
Yep.
modifier to it.
I have that thing up.
That's what I was using last time. Ah, here it is. It just took ages to load.
Just press the D20. Then you add your modifier. You just need to know what your modifier is.
15!
Oh, that was really loud, and there was an echo.
Yeah, because she
Yeah,
was
I heard
very...
that too.
It's because you yelled it, you dunce. I'm in the next room. Anyways.
She's not sorry.
Clever girl. So you go climbing down the cliff. Not a worry. You start off a bit shaky, and your confidence builds as you get further away from not Kit Kit.
We're safe. We're safe.
Are you hugging arm on the side of the cliff? Is that what you're doing? Because that's a sure
No,
way
while
to
I'm
fall.
climbing down, I'm talking to it.
Okay, because you were like, "Oh, I'm safe." Not good
No,
idea.
like climb and stab the arm into the wall, and it's just like, we're safe. Just
Okay.
keep going.
Issa.
Yeah.
You have to now do a climb check, and so does Jeeves, which is an
Climb,
athletics. You can, if you want to, like time to your back, and then you have to climb at disadvantage.
Well, he can climb down, right? Hopefully. He's probably gonna drop and die, and I don't have Chad here to sing him better. Damn it, Chad. Asshole. Yeah, I can do an athletics check. I'll do one for myself first, obviously.
Okay, so if he's is Jeeves climbing separate? Yep, cool. All right, go for it.
I'm gonna attempt to anyway.
Go for it.
Fucking thing. I'm using so many different things right now, and it's just ridiculous. D20 plus 2.
Yep. So you start climbing down, and as you get a few meters down, Jeeves is looking down at you.
I knew he was gonna do that. Make me feel terrible, why don't you?
Doesn't like being left by himself.
Well, it's his turn anyway, so he's gonna come down as well. Athletics check for him too. 15.
Okay. He has to do it at a disadvantage.
Why?
Because
He's
he's a wolf, yes. If he was a
okay.
goat, it might be different.
Damn it, I should have picked the goat. No, I don't.
You gotta roll again.
Aw.
Yeah, disadvantage means you roll twice, pick the
same.
lowest.
8.
8? Okay.
Ooh.
So, you see him sort of like scoot up to the edge, and you hear the rocks shift, and you look up as he sort of like tries to jump down to a nearby ledge, and you just watch his body bounce off it, and then he tumbles past you, and you hear this
Okay.
dull thud about 15 meters down.
I really like hurting my little Jeeves, don't I? Shit.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that poor little dog.
he's
Oh my God,
gonna be a
right?
little bit hurt. Yeah.
I'm doing this to my poor animal, guys.
So
I'm
that's
so mean.
10. That's about 15d6. Let's go 15d6.
Jesus fucking Christ.
How many hit points you got? Jeeves, that is. In total.
10. Is my dog dead?
What's his constitution score? His con.
Where would I... Huh?
His con.
Oh, it's 10.
Okay.
Plus 1.
Okay. So he falls, and Tig, you see the wolf smack down into the ground next to you, and it just doesn't move. Not Kit sleeping.
Not kick it. Sleep. No, wake up. Okay. Okay. We're good now. We keep going.
Hello, you. Everything. This way. So,
Sorry, Nick.
Nissa, you get to the bottom, and the dog is breathing, but it is very sore. It's not dead. Not dead.
Such a terrible owner. Should have just carried him down.
How long have you had this thing?
I gave you
Like 2 sessions?
a
Maybe
bit of
3
leniency because it's
sessions.
3 sessions in, and it is quite a low
Not even
DC.
10 minutes into the session.
Well, this is what happens when there's a person missing, I guess.
Yeah,
my brain goes
unfortunately.
Out the window.
Sometimes, when there's one person down, it sort of fucks everyone. So continue. He can't walk though. He's a little bit
I'll
fucked
pick him
up.
and carry him.
As you pick him up, he like sort of snarls at you for a second, turns to bite you, sees who you are, and then just sort of stops and just goes limp. You.
It's a fucking crap.
Yep. He's.
It deserves a better owner than me.
You are going to be moving. If you're carrying him, you're gonna be moving about 15 feet around. Because big, heavy
That's fine.
wolf. Which means it took you about 6 or 7 hours to get here. It's going to take you about 20 to get back.
That's fine. I'll just... Tig, stop rolling your eyes and walk.
Tig unhappy with you.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm
I'm just
unhappy
gonna
with
start
you.
walking and like dragging arm in the sand.
With
Uh,
a little pouty face.
Tig, you now see that Not Kick It is definitely awake, but it seems a bit pathetic now that like it was big and scary to you before, but now it's sort of just like this very sad thing.
Mm. Suits you. Not big and strong. We go for walk. Be big and strong.
Okay, so you go forging off ahead, or are you gonna match pace with them?
I'm gonna be a bit ahead of them, but I'll try and match pace. I'm just
Okay.
gonna keep looking back and yelling at her every time. I'm just like, no, hurry up.
Okay. You realize after just a couple hours, like, you're pretty tired. Like, you were in a ship crash, or shipwreck, I should say. You know, then marched here. You've gone and climbed some cliffs, climbed down cliffs. You've gone through a cave. You've battled stone men. And, you know, you've been awake for a long, long time. And you really could use a rest. If you keep going, you're not sure how long you'll last.
Maybe we should take a short rest or a long rest or something.
I think we should rest.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we should rest. We should
So-
find somewhere. I don't know. Somewhere to sit.
Just gonna make camp on the beach against the cliffs.
Yeah, like a little small one. Yeah.
Okay. Who's going to take first watch? Are you not going to have anyone on watch overnight?
Take first watch.
Are you just gonna like fall asleep with arm like this?
Okay.
Take first watch.
Who's taking second watch, and how long are your watches?
Tig, take second watch.
I guess I'll take
First
third
watch.
one.
Take first watch. 4 hours.
Okay, so 4 hours each. 12-hour rest. Okay. After... can I get a perception check from... I mean, not Arm, that's for fucking sure. Can I get a perception check from, Tig and I'll... Just Tig. And... Yeah, that should be enough.
21.
Okay. You see, cause like it's a pretty bright night. The moon is full. You are sitting there against these cliffs, and you look down the beach, and you see there's a couple men walking towards you, and as soon as you sort of turn to look at them, they stop. And they crouch low, and they try to get right up against the cliff face. You can still sort of see them, but now their outline is broken up a bit, so they're a bit harder to pinpoint.
Wake up. Wake up, sleeping lady. I'm gonna go and poke her with the blunt end of arm
Okay.
and try and wake her up.
You feel a large piece of wood push into your side as you sleep, and that was bad, but that is what Sarah did, so too bad. That's how you wake up.
Okay, I grumpily roll over and say, "What's up?" Well, not grumpily, but like I roll over, tired and like suddenly awake, asking like, "What is it, Tig? What is it? What's up? What's wrong?"
Tiny people sneaking up.
I look.
I
over
see
to
them.
where
They're
she
tiny.
points.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I said, I sit up and I look in the direction that Tig is pointing.
Okay, do a perception check. So, it's pretty damn dark out, and you're staring off, and they can't quite see them. You think you catch a glimpse of them for a moment up against the cliffs, but you're not entirely sure. Regardless of that, you have a large wolf laying over one of your legs, asleep, and it definitely needs the rest. What would you like to do?
Well, I know that Tig definitely won't watch my Jeeves. I look at Tig and I ask, is there any way you can stealth closer to see where they are?
Tig stealth?
Shh, not so loud. You can't yell in the house.
She can try.
So you're going to try to...
Unless
Like,
you want to look after Jeeves. You don't have to be close, just watch him. can still sit further away, but you can.
I'm gonna move further away from the dog,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna sit down and have arm pointed at the dog. Just
Okay.
angrily. Just...
So means yes, you'll watch.
Yes.
Thank you. So I sort of pick Jeeves up and move him to my side and lay him back down again.
Okay. Okay. And then you get up to go, and Tig is sitting there on watch. Tig, can I get
so
you
I
to roll a
will-
perception check quickly?
Nine.
Okay. You're just staring at this wolf. You will not take your eyes off it. You refuse to let it get the better of you.
I'm just picturing her just like.
That's pretty much it. Okay. Nissa. Your
I'm
turn.
going to stealth against the cliffs towards the way that Tig was pointing.
Okay. So you try to sneakily approach. Roll a stealth check.
17.
Okay. You move a few hundred meters up, and you start to hear whispered voices. You can't You can't hear what they're saying yet. What they're saying, but they are speaking in common. It's just a touch too quiet. They haven't noticed you yet. They're in sort of like a dip in the cliff face. You could probably get up there and surprise them, but there's more than one of them, and there's only one of you. You can't see them yet. Do you want to get closer?
Maybe just a teeny bit. Not too close, just a little bit.
Okay, so you get a bit closer and you look around the corner and you see two men. They're pretty dirty looking humans. One has some very large sword on his back, and one has a sword on a hip and a shield on his back. They are digging for something, sort of like in the bottom of the cave wall. The rock here looks sort of soft. They're sort of like got some small like implement, and they're just like scraping at it.
Yeah.
That's all you can see. They have not seen you.
Where
So-
exactly are we on the beach? Sorry, I can't see it on the map.
Yeah, he hasn't put us on the map.
I can put you
Oh,
on the
okay,
map.
sorry.
That's all.
Did you say cave? I'm like, we didn't go that far.
No. I never said cave actually.
No, he said there's like a little dip in the rocks.
You are sort of.
You
I
said
just
it's like
make
in
it
the
bigger.
cave wall, and I'm like,
Nope. I said there's a dip in the
Oh.
wall. So you are back here looking at Wolf, who is there, and Chad is off
Yes,
in
I am.
space. So
Okay, so they're where I am.
yeah, they are just a bit in from there.
Okay, so they obviously have not seen us at all.
No, and you can't get a real clear image of them except for you think a human. They look sort of disheveled, and they've got the weapons I mentioned because you can see them from the behind.
I can't hear them either, can I?
They've stopped talking. They were talking. They're not talking anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and head back towards Tig, and basically just let her know what I found.
Okay. So you try sneak back.
Yeah.
Yep,
Did I
you-
stealth check?
Nope. You make it back just fine. And You're now with Tig. You can tell her what you want to tell her.
Tig, there's two men. They're digging. I don't know what they're digging for, but they're digging for something.
People. Men. People no dig. Animal dig.
Yeah, but these people are digging for something. I'm not sure. Is there anything you want to do? Do you want to go like
Find
surprise
friend.
them? You want to make friends with them?
Where's friend? Where's friend?
I don't know where friend is.
Why?
I don't know. I have no answers. We need to find the answers, but at the moment I have none.
Find friend? Find answers?
Maybe, but first we need to, you know, somehow rest a little bit longer and then try and get past these men, or go and deal with these men now. Do you want to keep resting?
You guys have only spent about 5 hours resting.
Well, I don't.
A few more hours wouldn't hurt to feel like tip of the top, but the wolf will need a lot more time.
Closer to the cliff, to like sort of hide a little bit more.
You're right up against it anyway. You'd moved flat up against the cliff when you went to make camp. By make camp, I mean fall asleep. No, because they're in their own dip. They'd have to leave and sort of look in your direction to see you.
Okay, well I guess we just sort of try and lay low and rest for a little bit longer.
Yep. All right. One last check. All right. Tig, you're on watch again. Do you go straight back to sleep then, Nissa?
I curl up next to Jeeves, giving him a bit of a cuddle and slowly fall asleep.
Okay. The night passes. Nothing happens. Can I get a... Now, I'm not sure if this should be a constitution or intelligence check from you, Tig. Rolling because I'm not sure if this is just like... Yeah, roll intelligence check. You're pretty stupid.
Oh.
You sit there and you're talking to Arm quietly, and you're like... You think you hear Arm say, I can watch for you all night. But you know that's not a good idea. You should probably be awake. Like, even you are like, no, I should probably stay up. So,
I'll just,
a few more hours goes
I'll just whisper
by.
back.
Yep.
No. Yeah, I'll just whisper back, just like, I'll need rest too. And I'll just lay it down in the sand. Like,
Okay. Do you wake Nissa up for her watch after you have finished? The sun will be up by this point. You'll be
Yes.
sleeping into the morning.
yeah, I'll wake her up.
I guess I'm awake.
Yep. So it's about an hour after sunrise at this point. If you stay here for the 4 hours and let Tig get the rest of her night's sleep, you will be heading off about an hour before midday.
Okay.
Are you alright with that?
How's my Jeeves doing?
His breathing is a bit clearer, no longer laboured. He seems more alert, but he is badly injured. You could probably scavenge the area for something to make a healing poultice out of. You might have to scale the cliff again to get up there to the small bushes you saw. There might be something up there. There could be something around if you want to do a, believe it's a survival check.
Yeah, I can give this a survival check a shot. It is 15.
Yep. So you sort of sit there and you find some seaweed and stuff. You find a few mineral salts in like the veins in the cliff. The cliff is some sort of really soft rock, and you sort of saw it glinting. You scratched at it with your hand, and it sort of just comes away. Some parts of it are hard, some parts of it are soft. Something weird has happened here. This is not natural. Something has like made the rocks here, soft or erode. And you know for certain that some of the bushes that Tig was hiding in up on the cliff would be able to be used in healing poultices, but you'd need to climb the cliff again, and that means leaving the sleeping people below.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Okay. In that case, you find enough stuff to make 2. You know that if you went up, you could probably get that to about 5 or 6. You could fill your pouches. So it'll take you about 20-30 minutes to sit there and crush up the ingredients and grind them into a paste in a mortar and pestle. But once you've done that, you can apply that to the pot, and you will then be able to cast a spell.
Cool.
Use your healing magic.
Yeah.
Okay, cast a spell. You have the spell list in front of you?
Yeah, give me a sec. There's like where is it? 1 second. I don't remember where boyfriend put his thingy.
Okay, Tig,
I need your cards.
you are...
Yes?
You hear this like sound, and you like so you like open your eyes a little bit. Someone's making food. Someone's
We go eat.
you see Nissa sitting there with like a bowl and some sort of implement, and she's mushing it up. She sets the bowl down to go do something. Do you want to try to steal her food? Or just like taste it?
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna stick my finger in the bowl and take a big scoop of that and just eat it.
Okay.
Taste it.
It tastes like salty vegetables,
Gonna-
and since
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find something.
that's okay, tastes like salty vegetables, and it's sort of slimy. But as a wild elf, you are used to eating pretty much anything. You will eat everything you get your hands on. You're just ashamed that there's no meat to add to it, and you look towards the wolf.
No.
Oh, Nissa's not here to fight back, so I can say what I want to say. No,
I'll take another scoop.
Yep.
No? Okay, never mind.
You can do it if you want.
I took the scoop, tasted it. No, it's okay, but no meat to add to it. I'm actually gonna go have a look in the water.
Alright,
And
do
see
we...
if there's any like fish around.
Just do a
Would I be able to be smart enough to know that?
Trying to remember now. Yeah, you could probably look for some fish.
Survival?
Yeah, survival. Before you go though, can you do a sleight of hand check for me?
Sure. Apparently I'm better at that.
Okay. Just waiting. Okay. Nissa, do a perception check for me. Yep, you. She seems shocked.
What am I doing? A perception check.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Okay, so you set down your bowl of poultice that you've been making. You go find some some spare cloth in your backpack to rub the poultice into, then bind the wolf. And when you go back, like half the poultice is gone, and Tig is sitting there just sucking on a finger.
Tig, what did you do?
You made food.
That's not food. That was so I could
Tastes like
heal
food.
That was so I could heal Jeeves.
It's food.
It's not
Food
food.
make big and strong.
It's not food.
Tastes like food. It's
Well,
food.
not food.
Well, it was food. Was yummy. Needs meat. Need meat. Go find fish for food.
You go fish.
Go find fish. I'm gonna go find some fish.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna cry a little bit.
So, do you just go hunt the fish with your bare hands?
No, I'm gonna be using as a stabbing implement.
Yep. Okay. For those who forgot what arm actually is, it is the arm of an ent with the hand end, which is like sprayed out like a claw, which has been dipped in metal. So the drips have made quite solid points. So she can use it as a stabbing implement if she wishes to. So, roll me your survival check to hunt a fish.
Yay!
It's okay, Tig. You got this. You got this.
10.
So, Nissa, you're looking as she like wades out into the shallows, and she lifts up arm above her head, the hand pointing down, and you just hear like a battle cry as she jumps face first into the water, and she comes up with arm above her head, with a fish stuck to arm, and one in her mouth.
Yay!
And she walks back
Yay!
to shore with arm having a fish, and she's just like chewing on a fish in her mouth.
That's so gross. That's so fucking gross. I'm crying. That was great.
Yay!
I just look at her and just shake my head a little bit.
So
And then I go, "You had enough for all of us?"
You no ask. And ask. I'm always ask.
Okay, I guess.
You said not food.
I said the poultice wasn't food.
What's a
The
porpoise?
poultice, the thing that you ate.
what's it?
Before
You
you
said
went to fish?
porpoise?
What's
Fuck's sake.
porpoise? What porpoise?
I'm just not gonna. I'm just gonna.
I'm just eating the rest of the fishes. What porpoise?
So as you're eating this fish that's salty and slimy, but definitely not tasting like vegetables, just sucking all the juices out,
So gross.
you think to yourself, it might taste better if it was dipped in that
No.
in the other food.
No.
I'm gonna take any of the if there's leftover carcass. I'm just gonna throw it in that direction. Where
In-
the people were.
Yep. And
Just trying to throw it over there and distract her.
okay,
When it,
Distract
What-
me.
when it hits the ground,
Yeah.
it makes a noise.
yeah.
Be like, here, people again.
Okay, look, Nissa,
What?
make an intelligence check with advantage.
Of
Because
course, I get an advantage.
that
Even though my
was...
intelligence is one.
Please don't roll 2 ones. I don't want you to go investigate
please
the,
don't.
the sneaky fish.
6.
Oh god.
I really don't want to do this.
Oh god. Oh god. You immediately drop into like your ranger's crouch, drawing your bow, and start going like along cliff face down towards where you think these people are. Tig, now's your chance.
I'm gonna like slowly, when she's far enough away, I'm gonna walk forward and just scoop out a whole chunk of this poultice stuff on the fish. Just eat it.
Right. What was your hit points after last session, Tig?
Hang on a second.
Oh god, my cure wounds is gonna work on Tig. Oh god. First time using magic on a human-ish thing.
I was down 1 hit point.
You are well, okay. Well, then you're at full hit points, and your leg feels fine now. You get there to this where you think the sound was, and you can smell it before you get there. There's just, yep, smells like fish down this end. What the fuck is? And you just realize what's happened, and you're like, you take 1 point of psychic damage because
Oh my god.
What is that?
you're just like, oh my god, I got outsmarted by that daft bitch. How did this happen? And you just sort of,
Give her an aneurysm?
pretty much, just like it's instant headache. You're just like, oh fuck, why? And you go walking back to find Tig sitting there with her bowl, with your bowl, and she's just like scooping bits, like smearing fish and just like eating it.
I stand in front of Tig and I go, what the fuck? And then just do this.
Why?
Because I needed that for Jeeves. It was medicine to make him feel better.
Make Tig feel better.
I'm glad, but Jeeves is in really bad shape. He needs medicine, and I can't climb up
Make
that
more.
again. The thing that I need for it is up the cliff. You have to climb up the cliff to get to the bushes that you hid in.
We climb?
I can't. I need to stay here with him, unless you want to stay here with him.
Oh god damn it. Yep. Anyways. And then
I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna sit down next to Jeeves, just shake my head and sigh.
he's trying to copy her. God damn it. So
She said help Jeeves. Help Jeeves?
That doesn't help Jeeves. I need the plant on top of the cliff. I need the plant.
I go get plant.
Are you
I was-
sure?
I'm gonna try and climb up the cliff and get the
Okay.
plant.
so
A plant.
just go. You are.
No, get
Wait a minute. This is critical. That is an uncomfortable fact, isn't it?
Wait, this is a critical role.
Yeah. Look at his name as well. And off you go. Do a athletics check.
I wonder if it's gonna be a natural 0. I still can't believe I rolled that.
Seven.
Okay. You go running up and you sort of like jump up and you immediately hit that soft patch of rock, and
Oh, fuck.
you take You take 4 points of damage as you sort of just go almost like into the wall with your body weight, and you get cut up a little bit by salt rocks. You are cut up by salt rocks. It does not feel comfortable because you literally have salt in your wounds. You hear, Nissa, just this like grunting that she's doing from inside a Tig-shaped hole in the cliff wall.
Do I have...
Is this like Looney Tunes?
Apparently. Did she eat all of the poultice, or is there still like a little bit left?
You could... Whatever your healing spell usually does, it could do half if you want to.
Yeah, guess I'm gonna go up to her with whatever's left and get her to eat it. Because apparently it worked the first time.
What? Do a flat wisdom check for me.
Flat wisdom check. Is that
Yep.
just the normal wisdom?
Yeah, it's just a wisdom check. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no
used
modifier.
to playing Pathfinder. Do a wisdom check for me.
16.
That's pretty good. You go up and you offer Tig the healing poultice, because you know that every time you make this, you've almost always made it for your dog, and you very carefully, you very carefully prepare the ingredients. You're doing it out of love for your dog, and that's sort of your connection with nature is what allows you to cast some sort of spell. You know that this isn't how magic usually works. You've seen druids and shaman cast spells, but you're not one of them. You never received any sort of training. You just sort of have wished your dog better sometimes, and it's gotten better after you've made medicines. And you're hoping it works for Tig. So how much does your spell heal for? Biddies for Tiggies.
Doesn't say.
Yeah, biddies for tea.
It should be like 1d8 or something. I can look it up if you can't find it.
1d8.
Plus what? Is there any addition to it?
Wisdom.
Yep, so halve that then. So go 1d4 plus your wisdom. Half the cuts seal themselves up, Sarah, but you're a little bit uncomfortable. Tig really hates Cliff now. Would you like to try again, or are you sort of not wanting to go anywhere near this fucking cliff?
I'll try and find another part of the cliff that's not sharp and salty like this bit. Can I use arm to sort of test the cliff face?
You can.
All I'm looking for is a solid enough part of the cliff. I'm not really paying attention to if it's salt or not.
So you pretty much just put the claw hand out and drag it along the cliff until you feel some like a resistance where it's changed from soft to hard. So you know that's a good place to climb.
Alright, I'll try climbing there.
Yep, go for it. I swear to God,
Climb chair.
doors and any
athletics?
place to climb. Yep, doors and any place to climb are the enemies of any role-playing group.
10.
You're lucky that I'm feeling generous.
Be nice.
No, it's not actually that hard to climb because you've climbed up and down a couple times now. So you sort of are getting used to how the rocks move and how the place is meant to, like, that you notice there's a slight discoloring between the hard and soft rocks, and you do get up there fine.
Yep.
Now, there's a
Okay.
small copse of trees in front of you as you get to the top. There's some shrubs with berries. There's a few mushrooms on the floor.
Oh God,
It's a very small sort of like wooded area, and you can see that just past this wooded area is the mountains you're at before, and there is a huge like like gash in the ground where something, and you can see this destroyed trees where something had like knocked them down. They're all dead and like they're long dead, but this used to probably be like a forest on the side of this mountain, and now it's just like a maybe 50-meter square little area.
Lady said plant. Basically, the biggest plant that I see. That's not a tree. Like a big shrub. I'm gonna get that.
Okay, you can. I mean, there's lots of small trees, lots of big trees, and then there's also shrubs. You've got some like a big patch of brambles you can try pull out, or you can go to the really nice smelling flowers, or you can go to a bunch of ferns, or you can, and then after that there's like small berries, and there's some large fungus on the ground. Do you want to just take the biggest plant, or do you want to roll a wisdom check to try to like, or a survival check to try to get the right plant?
I just want to try and get a big plant.
Okay.
Is there any tall, skinny trees like that I could possibly try and pull out of the ground?
Yep, go for it. Just roll a strength check now. And 2 strawberries. Yep. So, what did you get?
23.
Woohoo!
Roll intelligence check.
Oh, fuck.
Hang on a second. There it is. 15.
Okay.
That's she's had so far.
You reach down and you find a tree that's about yay thick, and you grab that and you start wrenching it side to side. The earth here is particularly weak after all the messed up shit that's happened nearby, and you pull out about a 4-meter tall tree. You can't really carry it, but you could push it off the cliff edge if you wanted to. Attached to the bottom of it
Drag it.
is a huge clump of dirt with like a whole bunch of other stuff. There's like, you've got like a 3-meter square clod of dirt at the bottom that goes about, yeah, and all the root system attached.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and drag that to the edge of the cliff.
Please, I hope she's
Making sure that it's not at the place where I like climbed up from where they were. I'm assuming I moved a little bit further down from where they were.
You'd have to lean off the edge to see. Are you afraid of heights?
No.
Okay, yeah, go to the edge,
Just
lean
go.
off. You
Yeah, I'll
are,
go have a look down, see where she is.
you're about 10 meters to the side of them.
Okay, I'm gonna push it off the cliff.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
you get to the edge and you shove it, and it sort of just tumbles off, and you hear more things being pulled up behind you as like the root system is just like, pulling more and more bits of dirt up. You hear a scraping from the top of the cliff, Nissa, and you look up as you see this like big stupid smile, like look down at you, and then she waves, and then you see the top of a tree come, and you think, that's weird, that shouldn't be happening, and then a whole tree follows, and then some shrubs follow, and some plants follow, and out of these trees fall various small creatures, which are like, what the fuck's happening to my home? And, you know, a good chunk of the forest is now down on the beach.
Fucking Jesus! What? How big is? Oh god!
So,
Is this like a normal sized tree?
yeah, it's about 4 meters tall. At the end
The
of
root
this,
systems are all connected.
yeah, it's just the forest root system. It's all connected. So by the end of this, you've got a couple meters square of bramble, a bunch of like like very sweet smelling forest flowers, like sickly like what's the nectar dripping out of them. You've got a bunch of small ferns or shrubs. There's just worms and snails and fungal mushrooms, along with another half a tree that must have broken off in the process, just all tumbling off the cliff. And Tig, now you can take a climb check at advantage to go down because there's Forrest left handy ropes for you.
Ooh, okay. So, sorry, did you say strength or athletics?
Athletics. You can roll at advantage.
Cool.
Please don't fail this.
Yeah, let's hope I don't. My page was not scrolling.
One. Click it again.
11.
And 13.
13.
Yep. Easy. So you climb down, you get to the bottom, and god damn it. You get to the bottom and Nissa is there just staring, mouth agape.
I'm not staring anymore. I'm rummaging through.
Okay.
For the shit
I'm just
that I need.
standing there in front of this mess I've created, just like,
Look at my
found
pretty
plant, found plant,
thing I made.
found plant.
Plant. There is more than enough here to make pulses. You could pretty much fill backpack with pulses at this point. You've got enough.
Maybe fill half of backpack with bolters.
You can make about 16 treated bandages if you wanted to. It'll take you about 4 hours, but if you want to sit there and prepare it all, go for it.
I'm pretty sure Jeeves still needs a little bit more rest anyway, so yeah, I can do that. Tig, did you want to go find some more fish for everybody? So we can
Yes.
cook food? Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah. We fish.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk away talking to about fishing.
Just... it's the best way to catch a fish. I want you to roll just 2 survival checks for me.
Sure.
Rex Hunt's Fishing Show, brought to you by Tig.
5 and 10.
Okay. After about an hour, Tig comes back, and on the end of one end, on the hand, is impaled a few little fingers, and on the big fingers, impaled a few little fish. Yep, shut up, my brain didn't work.
I was gonna say, what?
Yes, she's found a person, cut off their fingers, and applied them to arm. Went
I
fishing.
wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah, so you've got 5 small fish on that, and at the other end, you have an eel wrapped around it. Yes, you found eel in the water, in the rocks nearby.
Yeah.
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 Tig, I'm pretty sure you don't have clothes or pouches, do you? You have a few. You have a loincloth and then just a strap.
I
for your
don't really
boobs?
need clothes or pouches, so no.
Okay.
I literally just have, like you said, the strap and a loincloth sort of thing, and some
Now,
boots, I think.
because the wild elves pretty much they don't wear clothes. They don't see people very often. They usually just they're very insular. They never leave their forest. When they do is the only time they actually put on clothes, right? So would you use your clothes to carry all, because you've got a bunch of fish, but you can either march them, you can leave them on the shore, or you could wrap them up in your clothes and just walk up and drop them at Nissa's feet. Yep. Okay. So
yeah, I'd probably use the top and then just, take it off, wrap them up, walk over to him, walk over to her, drop them, wash it out, and then just put it back on.
okay.
Did she just present me fish naked?
Yeah. So you hear Tig's voice as she's talking to about doing such a good job, and you turn to see Tig walking towards you, soaking wet, naked, with a sack in one hand, which you realize is her shirt, or her bra wrap, arm on one shoulder, and just fish. About 10, 15 fish dropped in front of you, then a few more an arm, and then she drops them there, walks away back to the ocean, and cleans herself up.
I was gonna be like, this. Are there any sticks around me? I don't need to ask that question. Of course, there's sticks around.
You don't need to ask that.
Yeah, there's sticks.
So many sticks.
All the
to choose
sticks.
from. The fire is still going. Yes. I'm assuming. If it's not,
When did you light a fire?
And I don't know.
You never lit a
Yeah,
fire.
you didn't light a fire.
I get the twigs. I start making my poultice for a second. I grab some twigs. I make a fire.
Mhm.
And then I like sticks the fish on another stick, and then like
Yep.
sort of make like a thing so that it sort of sits on top of the fire so it cooks.
Okay. Yeah, so a few hours later, you guys have food, you have pulses, you've applied at least one of them to your dog. So just roll your heal spell. God damn it.
Can I apply another one?
You can apply another one, but that is all your healing spells used in one day.
Okay, yeah, no, then I won't.
Okay, so the dog's still pretty fucked. But you can make, like, with your assistance, it will be able to move down the beach.
Okay, well, I'll just keep carrying it. But at the moment, yeah, I'm just gonna feed myself, Tig, and Jeeves some fish, and then I put the rest of them in the bag of holding. In backpack.
You put all the fish in
Backpack.
bag of holding,
You have
Okay.
to call it by its name.
in backpack. Alright, you're still going to be moving a bit slower. You're not carrying the wolf, so it's not as slow, but slower. So by the time you start heading back towards, or getting back towards the boat, you see in the distance where you're pretty sure you left a large ship. And there's no large ship.
Where's shit gone?
You are now past the mountain range. You know that there's forest, and you can sort of see where the cliff ends and goes up towards the path. But no mountain range.
Can I backtrack a little bit?
Mhm.
Back to the little dent hole thingy where the two men were.
Yep.
To see if there's anything like there, or do I notice anything like if
There-
they what they were looking for, or are they still there?
Nope, they are gone, and the rocky area seems to have been filled in. There
Did
is
somebody fill it in, or is there anything
You
unusual
can't-
about the area?
there is a, like, this is unmissable. You know, have you ever seen the trail of snake leaves in the sand?
Yes.
So imagine that, except the trail's about as wide as a human body laying down, just slithering through the sand. Would you like to do anything else? Or are you just happy to know that fun fact?
I freak out on the inside, keep a straight face as I turn back towards Tig and say, "Let's keep going."
Tig, you've seen snake trails before as well. You just
Mm.
snake.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head back. Yeah, ship's not there. Ship be gone.
Where the fuck is the ship gone? I'm taking it the hole is still left there though.
Yeah, so there's pieces of wood around the place, but a lot of the ship is gone. Remember, you guys have been gone for almost 3 days at this point. Wait. Yeah, almost 3 days at this point.
2
Nope.
days.
You guys left,
Oh, 3?
and then you went
Okay.
one night, then you stayed another night, and then you've left is the third night.
Yep. Yeah, 3 nights. Yeah.
So
I guess we just walk past the massive hole in the ground.
you're a couple hours away.
Once the ship.
You're a couple hours away from that.
Yes, we're still
Um,
walking towards the thing.
okay.
It's like a 7-hour walk down this beach.
Yeah. Well, you guys are moving very slow because
And
of
we're
the
moving super slow because of dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is before we get to the next bit, we've been going for about an hour and a half. I know it's not quite been that, but I just want to check on where Chiad is. So we're just gonna take like a 5-minute break, guys. We'll be back very soon. Just getting a glass of water. We'll call Chiad, see what the fuck is going on. And if he's not back, we'll just continue without him. So you guys are passing the ship. You see it sitting there.
We see what?
You see the sorry. You see yeah. I got confused. You see the crater sitting there with some pieces of wood just lying in the bottom.
Do I notice anything strange?
Uh,
The fact that the ship is gone.
there's lots of broken pieces of would be to sort of expect that because you know, it did crash here. You see that there is a trail leading back to the cave, and since it's nighttime, you can't quite see the cave in the distance, but there's a faint glow coming from that direction.
Okay, I guess we walk towards the glow.
Ship go hide and seek. I'm gonna start wading around in the water, looking for the ship.
I was about to say something, but I'm not gonna say it because
Okay.
Tig will definitely take that seriously.
Okay, so you go looking around for the ship. You can't find the ship. And Wolf and Nissa are slowly moving towards the cave.
Ship hiding somewhere. Maybe there. Good thing.
Okay,
We go find.
so
I'm just gonna walk up to Nis and be like, we find ship.
Okay, Tig, okay.
as you get closer to the cave, you see that someone has erected a wooden barricade outside of it. And there's a small wooden building inside.
Oh,
Well, I guess we know where ship went.
someone make door. I'm gonna kick it.
You kick the gate they've made, and you see a sea elf drop from the top of the barricades outside. And as he lands, you see his hair sort of like it floats down. It floats up, sorry. And as he lands, it very slowly falls. And as the wind blows, it sort of just again very slowly. It follows like the as if there's currents, as if he's underwater.
Would Tig have met this kind of elf before?
Maybe. You probably wouldn't go around them too often. You guys are from the same general area in the world, but you don't really trade because you don't have a reason to go underwater, and they don't have a reason to go in the forest.
Okay, I'm just gonna be.
You touch him or touch yourself?
I'm just like, his head is the thing. I'm like looking at Ness, just.
I'm gonna look at the elf and apologize for the strangeness of Tig. And yeah, I basically am just gonna. Where from the ship? We went for a wander. We've now come back.
He just raises an eyebrow. And he whispers something over his shoulder or to his shoulder. You're not sure. Turns back to you. Can't come in. Busy. Not safe. We should leave.
Sandman.
The captain's in there. We
Yeah.
helped save the captain. We're friends.
Okay, leave. Look, we're dealing with something. We don't need unknown variables coming in.
Okay, we go.
See if you can find.
No. I
See
need
if-
somewhere safe for me and my pet to rest until he's better.
Yeah, look, he is not safe. How about you go see if you can find a nearby town so we can start getting some supplies?
We go.
Why would I help you guys get supplies when you won't even let us in?
He says something in a language, and you can instantly you can taste the smell of rotten eggs, and there's a blood pounding. It tastes sulfur. There's blood pounding in your ears, and I think you're gonna have to roll a wisdom save.
How the hell do I what's a wisdom save?
Where is it? It's your wisdom as a save.
I've never done one of those before. I don't have any advantages. Those are just like a normal D20 plus my
Plus wisdom. Yep.
20.
Okay. What's the save? He just says, he says a word and says, go. And you feel like a pressure in your head, and you shake it off, and you're like, what the fuck? He just cast a spell at you.
Okay, I get the picture. You don't want us to be here, but okay, whatever. I guess we will leave, but I don't think we're gonna come back if you're gonna act this way and be so rude towards us. We may come back with supplies, but the chances of you guys letting us in are pretty slim, right?
If you have supplies, we can let you in. We just told you it's not safe. We're trying to help you. You're trying to help us. We're the same ship.
I understand that, but if it's not safe for us now, what would change from us getting supplies and coming back?
Few hours. Just
Tig's running into the water right now, actually. Getting fish.
he turns to you, Tig, like, the path is that way. Go up through the forest. We've already explored the coast. There's nothing here.
Fish!
Okay. I
Just
guess
got fish.
Tig, let's just go up this path and go have a look inside. I guess we will leave you to whatever it is you're doing. And if we find anything,
Okay,
we may...
we come back later.
Yeah.
I'll start walking up the path.
We both do. I guess I'm still carrying my Jeeves, though. Or, like, walking with him next to me, I guess.
Yep, you are. Unless you decide to leave him behind outside this gate.
Sorry, fuck no, he's coming with me. Sorry,
Okay.
that's the wrong button.
So you head off, and you're like, not sure if because you felt like another pressure on you as you left. You're not sure if he's cast another spell or not. He seemed to be far more powerful than he first looked. Like, you know, spellcasters are very rare, and the ones that are around don't tend to be able to do too much. The only one you've ever seen do like a huge amount of magic are the two you've come across, Cyrene and Kazug. So this one's a bit odd. But you head off towards the forest path, and as we move along.
Well, I touched the screen, I thought I broke it for a second, and I was like, oh god.
No, it's me. Aha, child, you think you're here. Alright,
New map area.
yes.
I can only see part of it.
Yep. So,
I think there's a reason for that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I was like, I could, like, yeah.
you can only see part of it, that's fine. So, it is nighttime. You can camp out at the edge of the forest if you want to, or you can move further into it. and try to make it to the next town before morning. You did get like a pretty good rest the day before due to all the, making stuff, and you had a lot of time. So you're not too tired. You could push through the night if you wanted to. Just the next day will be rough.
I turn to Tig. Do you want to have a short rest for the evening, and then continue in the morning when it's light, when we can see?
Mm-hmm. Big sleepy.
Guess we find somewhere to sit, and I guess I'll take first watch so Tig can get some rest.
Okay.
Is there a big central tree anywhere near the footpath that we can sort of lie underneath that?
You can sort of just move down here. I've just revealed something on your map. You can move down to this tree that's just off the path, and it should allow you to be safe. That's where you want to go.
Yeah, just sort of sleeping under a tree, so we've at least got some shelter.
Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that it's not too unzoomed. All right, so yeah, you're up there. You're nice and comfortable. Wolf is just sort of very tired. He's not enjoying being dragged around the place after being injured so many times so recently. So first watch, nothing eventful. Second watch, same as the first. You hear some rustling in the trees, but as a ranger, someone that's spent a lot of time in the wilderness, both of you, it's pretty natural to hear that. You're careful to watch out for it, but you're not like really too worried. Sun rises, you both feel rested. You've got all your spells back, Nis, so you can try to heal Wolf again if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to heal Wolf again.
Fun fact.
It's a 4.
Okay, so he's feeling a little bit better. He's breathing's not labored. He can move at a normal-ish speed, but he's now got a couple scars from where he got gashed on the rocks down his left flank, and the hair won't grow there any longer.
Mark.
Sure. So, do you guys want to head off down the path, or are you going to explore the forest?
I would like to explore. This is my home, so I'm gonna have a look around.
Well, when you say this is your home,
Take Arm for a walk.
when you say this is your home, yes, it's a forest. However, you've never been here before. You have no idea where you're going if you go through the forest. Just making sure you guys understand, you could get lost.
Yes. No, I meant more. It's a forest environment, and I feel comfortable here. I'm a Nissa, lady. We go for a walk. Make big and strong. And I'm gonna get the rope on Arm, drop Arm on the floor, start going for a walk. Looking back at Nis, making sure she's following me.
I guess I follow behind Tig with the wolf.
Okay, so exploring the forest, not going down the path. Just double checking, making sure. You are going like this way
I
through
yell
the
at
forest.
Tig. I yell at Tig. Where are we going? Are we going through Are we going through forest or path?
Arm decide where we go.
Okay,
Take Arm for a walk.
forest.
I'm gonna pick up the arm and drop it on the floor, and whichever way it ends up pointing, we're gonna go that way. So can I roll and like on a high
Roll a
road?
d10, take one.
Oh god.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, make it a. Just roll d6 for me.
D6. Okay.
Yeah. Even I fucking
3.
facepalmed to that one.
Right in the middle.
Okay. God damn it. 1, 2, 3. You fucks. Alright, so the arm points falling directly looking into the forest. The path looks like it's sort of curving around that way, but it's not, you know, not entirely sure. You might end up completely lost. I can't hear you because you have not yet pushed to talk, Nissa.
Sorry, my bad. Tig, I don't feel 100% comfortable walking through the middle of the bush. Maybe we take the path instead, or do you really want to go through the forest area?
We can take path. We can take path. Be safe.
We take path instead.
Okay, who's in the lead?
Tig.
Obviously.
Oh my god, alright. Tig taking out for a walk. Alright, so
Yeah.
you walk up about here and you see a person walking in the opposite direction. And I'm going to reveal it now, Nissa and Tig. And he's carrying some food over his shoulder. He's got like a couple birds that he's caught with his bow, which is in his other hand. And
He's
he sort
walking
of
towards us, sorry?
Yep, he's walking towards you, and he just sort of like nods to you as he's coming.
Okay.
I say hello.
Hello.
Hello, stranger.
Hi.
Do you know where we are? We're a little lost.
Yeah. You're in the forest.
Is there a town nearby?
How?
Yeah, there's the gnome village that way. You're back there.
Gnomes!
A
Yeah.
gnome village?
Yeah, the little
I-
bastard's back there.
What is
Oh, okay.
little
Yeah. Yeah.
gnome?
Yeah.
Yes,
Loves
I-
gnome.
Oh god. I've never
Okay.
seen gnomes before, have I?
I don't know if you've seen gnomes before. You probably haven't in the the Elven Kingdom.
Okay. I guess I say thank you very much for the information, and I guess we start walking further up path.
Wait.
Before we start going that way, I'm gonna turn to this guy and be like, Tig. Just hold my hand out to shake his hand.
He takes a step back from you, Tig, as you do that. Wait. Before you go, I'll have whatever you got in those pouch of there. And your backpack.
Excuse me?
This is my road. We can't come past here without paying a toll.
No, Tig.
I'm
Not
not
tall,
giving you my
Tig.
stuff.
Well, you see, that's a problem. Because my buddies and I, it's how we make our living. So if you don't give us your pouches, we're going to fill you with arrows.
Tig?
And you
Tig,
hear
we're gonna have-
a rustling from one side of the cliffs, the rises by the side of the road. It's not really cliffs; they're only a couple meters tall. And you see just a little bit of a guy leaning over. You hear the creak of a bow.
Tig.
Want to play?
Oh god.
Can Tig play? Let Nissa,
No.
maybe?
Put
Okay.
all your pouches on the floor, and then you can pass.
Can Tig play?
Tig can play.
Tig can play?
Stephen, if they move, fill them with arrows.
We play.
Don't do it. Put down
We play.
your gold. Put down your gold.
We play. And I'm gonna get arm.
I tell Wolf to. Is there anywhere like hidden that Wolf can?
Could try to head back down the road a bit.
I want him to kind of move away from what's going on, and then I take
Yep.
a couple steps backwards so I can Excuse me,
Okay.
Lord.
Get the pet out the way.
Roll initiative then, guys.
Yee. This is fun. Where's my thing?
Well, let's hope my attacks and damage is better than that.
Jesus
16.
Christ. Okay, so Tig was ready to play and is definitely going first.
Yes.
Wait, I rolled mine wrong.
Did you really?
I got really confused and forgot to add my I'm forgetting to add my initiative.
Yeah, it's alright.
to
Just
the
say add,
dex.
just add your dex. Yeah, it's fine. All right. So what do you want to do? Tig, you know there's a guy on the road in front of you, and there's the bowman to the side
Up on the left? Okay, how
that
high
you
up
can
is he?
see. A couple meters.
Couple meters?
Yeah.
Alright. I would like to try and basically slingshot sort of pull the rope. Try and hit the guy, well, maybe hit the guy in front of me, and aiming to whack the guy that's up on the cliff.
You can only make one attack, so you can either take the guy in front of you or the guy up there. If you're going to throw arm, that's just one of them.
Alright, because that would count as a cleave or something, wouldn't it?
It's
Alright,
two separate attacks.
yeah, I'll try and just attack this guy that's in front of me. He wanted to play, I'ma play.
So you're going to charge him?
Yeah. Yeah, I'ma charge him.
Alright, cool. So you have enough range to do that too. So you charge him, make your attack. But as you're doing that, the people up top were ready and they fire.
Yeah.
I
thought
so 1, 2.
Oh, woe is Tig.
What is your AC, Tig?
And my AC is 16.
1 hit. And you take 7 damage.
Okay, with my damage reduction.
Do you have damage reduction? Oh shit, you do.
Yeah, to...
No, only when you're raging. Only when you're
Yeah.
raging. You're not raging yet, so
Oh,
you
only
do
when I'm
not.
raging? Okay, so
Yeah.
7? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Make your single attack.
I would like to rage. Because
Mhm.
I've been hit. It's not
Is it
playing fair.
is it
Can
a
I rage?
action to rage? Is it a bonus action, a standard action? Just make sure you know the rules.
Yes.
Just because I'm just going to double check everything to make sure you understand how your
Yeah.
character works. And to make sure I understand how your character works.
Sorry, my page just did something
Yep,
weird.
your rage is a bonus action.
Yeah.
All right, so you can
Okay.
rage and then you can attack.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I would like to rage.
Yep.
And I am going to do a basically just full on try and stab this guy. Just all out hit him. Rage
Well,
was 2.
It's a club, so you
Okay.
don't really stab.
That's right. I'm holding the wrist. My
More
apologies.
of a whack.
Yep. Alright, I'm roll.
So D20 to hit. Just press the D20 button and then add
Whoops.
your numbers to it.
Yeah, sorry, just 20 rage damage.
Rage damage is +2.
Yeah, and then I had the +6.
Mm-hmm.
Or like all up. So it was 16.
So 16 hits, and then you roll damage, which is D12 or 2D6. What's your weapon?
2d6.
2D6 plus
2d6
8
plus 5.
plus 5. Why is it plus 5?
I have +5 written here.
Okay, just you roll it.
That
I
was
know your
with
numbers.
everything added on.
That's fine. You roll it. I know your numbers. I'll do the damage, and we'll make sure before next session you know your numbers correctly. Okay.
8.
So you've
Wait. Sorry, I only rolled 1 apparently.
Yep, so hit it again. Alright, so... Sure, 11. 14. Cool. You've hit the guy in the chest, and he just goes tumbling back. He's like, oh, fuck me. And it's now the other guy's turn, so he goes back on. He moves up.
Mhm.
He moves up.
Ooh.
And now you guys get an idea of what's happening. And you've sort of been forgotten, Nissa, because this crazy barbarian just ran forward and started hitting things.
Okay, good. It's my turn now then.
No, just letting you know what you're seeing.
Okay.
So on these two archers, they both hit. Two guys with weapons on the floor. It decides to roll.
Damn.
That'll miss. That'll miss. Okay, so the two archers hit you, and they do d8 plus 1, so it's 8 damage and 3 damage. So you take 4 and 2.
Okay.
And this guy, for his turn, stands up and backs away. He didn't like being punched like that.
What a fucking pussy.
Aww.
Wow. But yes.
Wow. Yes.
I'm not sorry. He needs to man up if he's gonna try to rob people and not get his buddies to do it for him.
Nissa, it's your turn.
I'm gonna point to the dude that is on the cliff. Over to my right. And I'm going to aim for his face.
So, yep, cool, go for it.
20.
That'll hit.
And 6 damage.
Alright, so he takes an arrow sort of in the shoulder, and you see him sort of wince, and he turns at you, and he's now lining up his next shot at you.
I attempt to dodge out of the way.
You cannot attempt to dodge. If you want to dodge, you don't make an attack in your turn, and that gives you a bonus, effectively, to not being hit. Alright, so Tig, it is your turn. You have two big guys in front of you. One has a sword and a shield. One has a big ol' axe.
Okay. Which one's got the axe?
The one that's to your side, not the one in front of you. This one here does.
Okay. I'm going to charge at him and attempt to basically ram him into the wall,
Yep, okay.
hitting him with club.
So roll an attack.
Yep.
D20.
Yeah,
Don't-
sorry.
Don't worry about adding
Plus
your
4.
numbers. Don't worry about typing your numbers if you don't want to. Just hit the thing, and you've got it on your sheet. You should be able to add it in your head. I too can add small numbers in my brain.
13.
13. All right. So you shoulder charge him forward, and with your club, you smack it into his gut, and he sort of just gets winded. Roll 2d6.
Yep. Sorry. So 14.
14? Okay, cool. He sits there and he breathes, like he's winded, he's pretty fucked up, and he just slumps to the floor. He's a bit dazed from getting hit so damn hard straight in the solar plexus. It is now their turn. The guy with the sword takes a slash at you. Cuts straight across your back. And hits you for 4 damage.
Okay.
One of the archers fires at you. And misses. The other one fires at Oh, yeah, misses you too. So they're not that great with their bows. They're firing and missing. You hear Jeeves growling behind you. The leader lines up a shot and also misses. The arrow sails straight past Tig. He's back here. The guy that was talking to you before. Alright. It is now your turn, Nis.
I'm gonna aim for the one that I aimed for last time and attempt to hit him.
Yep, go for it. That was this one up here, right?
23.
That definitely hits.
Yeah, 15.
15? Okay, cool. So, fired. Smack into him. Wait, your damage? No, your damage is D8, not 1d20. So 1d8 plus 7.
Sorry.
Much more acceptable. Alright. This time, the arrow takes him between two of his ribs, and you see him sort of like lurch to the side, and you see his eyes kind of start going glassy. He's losing a lot of blood. He's attempting to pull back his arrow, but you can see his arm is trembling. It's very hard for him right now. Back to you, Tig. You have a man on his knees before you.
I'm gonna actually turn to the guy that was in front of me before.
The
He's
guy
the one
that's
with the sword, isn't he?
yeah, there, the one that slashed you in the back because you turned around.
Yes. Yeah, him. I'm gonna
Yep.
get arm and try and club him.
Okay, so you take a step back, raise arm up, roll to hit. You hit, roll damage, 2d6 plus 8. Which is 2d6, not the 8.
16.
Okay, he's raised his shield, you've smacked it, you hear a bone crunch, and his arm turns back, like you smacked it, and he's pulled back, and you just watch as the bone here, like, overextends and shatters. The shield slides off his arm, and you can see just, like, pieces of bone sticking out of his forearm.
Oh,
And he goes,
Gnarly, dude. Gnarly.
he's lifted off his feet, and he hits the bank on the other side. So you have two men on the floor now. Well, one's on his knees, one's like sitting. It's their turn. The one who was on his knees stands back up, raises his axe up, and tries to bring it down two-handed on the back of your head. Ain't that
Can
a
I
shame?
attempt to- Oh. Damn. I was gonna say, can I attempt to block?
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Before, you're definitely gonna be retarded after this.
Pretty sure it's 2d6, so that is 6, 7, 8. So you take, because you're raging, you take 8 damage. And
Not too bad.
you feel the axe sort of grind across your skull and bury itself in your shoulder. Not pleasant. It is a good, like, 4 or 5 inches deep in the muscle of your shoulder. Which is,
Okay.
sizable. The other one before you that you've, like, knocked back sort of attempts to lean forward and lance you in the stomach with his sword. He does not. He goes and then sort of, like, tumbles down onto his broken arm. You hear him scream in pain. The archer on the hill fires down at you as well. And completely misses. The other archer that's aiming at Nissa fires and misses as well. The leader, you hear mumbling like, fucking idiots. Come on. and I think I hit it twice. No, once. Pulls back, but you can see shaking in fear that this giant barbarian is just absorbing all these hits and throwing his men around like rag dolls. And he fires, and the arrow just goes up and over the entire battle.
Wow, these guys suck.
Yeah, they do.
Oh my god.
So, Nis, your shot. The one that's up on the up here is
The
sort of swaying on his feet.
I'm gonna let him sway for a little bit. He can just. Woo! I've done enough damage to him. How far away am I from the leader?
You are a long way. Each one of these squares is, I believe, 10 feet.
30 feet. She's 30 feet away.
So I'm too far away to shoot him with my arrow, am I?
Yeah. You are... No, you can hit him, for sure. It's just, it's 10, 20, 30, 40... It's about 60 feet away from you. Sorry, 50 feet away from you? Yeah, you can probably do it.
I'm gonna attempt it. If I miss, I miss. I'm still, gonna keep an eye on the dude swaying in the distance, but he's, still in the unsung right now. So yeah, I'm gonna attempt to shoot the leader, if, anywhere in his body. Just gonna aim and shoot.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
You fire, and the arrow buries itself right next to him. And it goes back to Tig's turn.
Hopefully that'll give him a scare.
No, he's already fucking scared.
Well, an extra scare then. A little bit of
Super
poop
scared.
coming out.
Alright. Tig. Your turn. You got the one that's just buried his axe in your shoulder, and the one that is now crying on the floor because of his broken arm. Literally crying and whimpering. You would too if you had a broken arm.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure, but still.
This guy hit me in the head and then embedded his axe in my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit him.
Yep.
So
So you
I
swing
know he's
around.
behind me.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to try and swing around and just club him in the head.
Yep.
is
Go
the
for it.
intention,
Roll an
so-
attack.
Whack. Hey, 20. 8.
8. Okay. You swing around. Oh, wait. That's with your additional to hit? That's not your addition to hit. You got +5. But that doesn't matter anyway. You swing
No.
and you miss completely. He's a bit too nimble for you, even though he's been fucked up a bit, and you are starting to rack up the damage. The swordsman takes one more swing at you, and because you've turned, he sort of cuts you across the back of the leg for 3 damage. The one with the axe, that does not beat your AC, takes a swing at you, and you sort of just deflect it with arm. The archer here again fires and misses. The archer up here again fires at Nissa and misses. And the leader, these guys are fucking useless. Absolutely fucking useless. Sort of fires, and you hear him go, "Oh, fuck this. Steven, come on, fud this way out." And runs. And this guy turns
Please tell me he just kind of falls off the cliff.
and limps away. He's moving a bit faster.
Is it possible to shoot one last arrow at him before he leaves?
Yeah, you can fire one arcing arrow up at either him or him.
Yeah, I want to do it to the one that's limping away that I shot
Yep.
before the swing.
Go for it.
12.
Oh wait, no. No, it doesn't hit. Sorry.
Tried.
Alright, so you have the 2 fighting you, Tig, And it is now your shot again, Tig.
They're both right in front of me, aren't they?
Well, one's in front, one's behind.
Okay. Okay. Um. One's in front. The one behind me is the one with the axe. Yeah.
No, the one in front, he's got the axe, and behind you's on his side with his sword. If you look at the picture, you'll be able to see it in your thing, which way you're facing.
Yeah, I'm
Just
looking
zoom
at
in.
it, but I just can't really see the
Zoom in.
weapons that they've got. Sorry.
But yeah, what would you like to
there
do?
we go. Got it. I'm actually gonna yell out to Nissa. Nissa, help me, have owie. And I'm gonna charge at the guy with the axe and try and crush him.
Yep, you're right up against him, so you can just swing again, really.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Take a swing.
It's +4 for me, isn't it?
It is plus your strength and proficiency, which would be like 6,
Oh, right, whoops.
which
So
would
yeah,
hit.
that's a 6.
So roll your damage.
Cute.
That's really high. You swing your club in this upward motion, and it connects with him under his jaw, and as his head flies back, his sharp crack, and his head is almost facing backwards on his neck. All the skin around his neck is torn. You've completely fucked him up. You've broken his neck with that swing. He's down and out. You, Nissa, see Tig in a rage, holding up and just bring it down on this corpse again and again and again until he's pretty much just a pile of viscera.
Mincemeat.
Yeah.
So it's literally just what viscera cleanup looks like at this point then.
Yeah. This guy here is sort of like crawling away, holding his arm to him, like, just don't want to be here anymore. And this one here has decided, yeah, fuck that. He moves, climbs down, slides down the edge, and fires a shot at Tig, hoping to down her. Hits.
Oh no.
Does 2 damage. How many hit points you got left, Tig?
6.
Oh my god, you're fucking unbeatable. He's moved a bit. Okay, so it is.
Forever, please.
It is your turn, Nis.
I'm going to shoot my arrow at the dude trying to fucking holding his arm and crying. I want to see if I can shoot him in his broken arm.
Oh
my god.
Okay, sure. If you want to actually aim for the arm, fire at disadvantage. If you just want to aim for him, fire normally.
I'm just gonna aim for him in hoping that I get his arm.
Yep, go for it.
10.
That misses. So he's sitting there and he's crawling along, and the shot just lands right next to him. He's like, ugh, and he keeps going. He didn't like that at all. Tig,
No.
you turn around.
You guys picked the fight with the wrong people, assholes.
You turn around,
kind of
and there are 2
Yeah.
there. One is about to. You can see one stooping to help the other up.
I'm still raging.
Yep.
I'm unhappy.
Yep.
I didn't play. I'm gonna run up to the archer.
Yep.
And yeah, just try and club the shit out of him. While
Yep.
because he's leaning down to help this guy up. Can I try and bring the club down on his head?
You can. Roll an attack. You sort of like step over the guy on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not particularly caring about him.
Yep, roll your attack, please. Just roll your d20. You don't have to type anything. Oh my fuck.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Can I please use this and explode?
No, we don't do that here.
Yes.
Roll,
Okay, roll.
roll 2d6.
Bugger.
What's the damage gonna
Okay.
be though?
Lots. 2d6. Come on. Sout. Alright.
18.
So, she brings the club up, steps forward, misses the head and hits him in the spine, and you just watch his body like crack, and he folds in half. He's not dead.
You mean like this, and then she goes.
Well, more that
Wait.
she's brought it down his spine. His back is broken. His internals just pulverized. His back is now concave shape, and he screams, and he's sitting there, and his eyes are wide, and he's just like flailing on the floor. You've broken his spine. He's paralyzed. His friend next to him just curls up in a ball and starts crying, just rocking back and forward,
my God.
muttering unintelligibly. He is terrified at the
Oh my
moment.
god. Oh my god, I feel so bad.
These guys are insane.
Amazing.
I feel so bad.
Okay,
I feel so bad about this.
Nis, it is your turn. What do you want to do? Tig, would you like to take a turn while we wait for Nis? Or is she good?
I'm gonna move forward a little bit towards the guy on the floor.
5,
It's gonna be really
10,
mean right now.
15, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as you can move.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I faced the dude on the floor. Can I just like shoot an arrow at him?
Yeah, you can.
It's a 14. Does it hit?
It does.
Okay, 10 damage.
He sits there and he looks up at you. He's like, no. And your shot goes straight through his eye and pins his head to the floor, and he just stops immediately.
Damn.
He deserved it. He
Tig,
tried to fight us.
you have this person on the floor, and you've broken their back. They're like, they can't breathe because they're not completely capable. Their lungs are half crushed. They can't move their legs. They're just sort of spasming every now and again in the lower half of their body. They are leaking blood through splits in their torso,
So
and they're
bad
like
right now.
trying to push back away from you across the grass.
Crying.
I'm gonna go stomping after him. I'm still raging too. I'm gonna go stomping after him and basically stomp on his chest, keep him in place, and then bring the club down on his face.
Okay. You know
I
what?
feel bad about this as a person, but Tig is playing.
You step on his chest, and you pick up the club, reverse it so the pointed claw hand is down, put your hand on the end of the blunt bit, and just into his head. And Nissa, you look up as you hear this, and she wrenches it side to side, and in a spray of gore, the head comes free, and she's club is holding his new friend. Arm is holding someone's head.
Arm made friend. Head now friend.
You turn around. You're still raging for this turn unless you choose to end. I think you have to choose to end it next turn, but you turn around to see your friend there, and Nissa, this blood-covered, insane-looking barbarian with tattoos is looking at you with a huge grin on their face and just red, along with a club and a head, and she starts walking towards you.
Wait. I have to find this now. Give me a sec. You can continue what you were saying. I just have to do something.
If you're gonna type, just hit push to talk on.
Sorry.
Okay, Tig, you can snap out of it whenever you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna snap out of it and just. Tig, finally.
Okay. Well,
Good job, Arm. So proud. Good job, Arm. Okay, we go.
so you have 3 corpses around you. and a path to go down. What would you like to do now?
I'm gonna loot the corpses.
Yep.
Also,
So-
if you guys want to see what I pictured when you were talking about her covered in blood, looking very pleased with herself, watch the video I linked because it's great.
Okay, we'll look at it in a
Sure.
moment.
You can look at it whenever, but yeah.
So,
the bodies,
The bodies.
whatever they want.
They have. Let's go there. Okay, so you find. And no witnesses. You've got a sword.
No witness.
You've got a short sword. A shield. A longbow with 20 arrows and a quiver. You've got a great axe. You've got a few just pairs of terrible clothes. And you've got one of them has just a standard like backpack that you can just put things in. They've got about 8 gold between them.
1 second. Standard backpack, shield, shitty clothes.
Yep.
Um,
Sword, shield, great axe, longbow, and quiver.
sword,
Tig.
quiver,
We're
Yes.
just gonna wait for her to finish talking. Alright, so great axe, short sword, shield,
yeah, got it.
longbow, quiver,
That's okay.
clothes, 8 gold. I think I said 8 gold. You are a wild elf. Anything you hunt and kill is food, regardless. It could be other elves, it could be fish, it could be anything that you put down because you don't waste anything. So you now have
No.
food. And, you woke up in the morning and you haven't eaten today. So what would you like to do?
Start collecting the bodies and sort of, bring them over to just that area that we were at previously with the tree. Make a little pile, and I'm going to start tearing them apart. The smaller pieces for, the little people who are not so big and strong.
Okay, so you just grab them by the feet and just walk in that direction. Leave them there, go back, get the last one, and start pulling them apart.
Yep. Nisa? Nisa?
Yeah.
Build fire.
Build fire? Okay.
Build fire.
I move off into the trees that are just in front of me where the bodies were, and I make a fire just a little bit underneath that so it's not next to the trees. But yeah.
Okay. Wolf comes up and just buries his head in the guy that pretty much you broke his back. He just starts gnawing down on that. He's enjoying the food. He hasn't eaten in a while.
Cool.
You haven't fed him. So he's
Yeah, I did. I fed
Eating
the
that.
fish.
yeah, I'm sure one small fish is enough for Wolf.
Well, I'm sorry.
And Tig, what are you doing with the rest of the meat?
I'm gonna bring it onto the fire. Basically, just find sticks and stab it with the stick. Cook it in the fire.
Okay. There's obviously way too much meat to cook all here, and it won't last. You have to find either way to preserve it, or you have to leave it. What would you like to do with it?
Can I roll an intelligence check to see if I would understand how the bag of holding works? Because I've seen them use it. Would I be able to figure out that not this much stuff would normally fit into it?
No, your knowledge is that things go in there. Like big things can fit in small places with this bag. That's it. Everything goes in there.
Okay. I'll cook up enough food for us to have right now. I'll cook the rest.
How much weight
Wrap
do I
it.
have in this bag? Left.
Hold up. Continue, Tig.
Oh my-
I'll cook the rest of it. Wrap it up in. Oh, if there's any like large leaves around? If not, then I'll just cook it up, grab the bag, and shove it into the bag.
Okay, so you'll put it in the bag of holding. Is that what I was getting? The backpack of holding.
Yeah, just like a leg and an arm, just shove it in. I'm gonna cook one of the heads and just drop it in there as well.
Okay. Are you wrapping it up in anything like their clothes or just?
Yeah, I'll wrap it up in their clothes because need something. Don't waste it. So yeah, I'll
Okay.
wrap it up in the clothes.
So after. Sorry about that, Peasy. So after several hours of deboning, cooking, I had the mouse cursor in your face. It's fine. Several hours of deboning and cooking, you have some food, and you're just handing like cooked thigh to Nissa, and I don't know how she's gonna take that, but she has it. And you start just shoving extra things into the backpack, which I believe is still on Nissa's back. Are you gonna allow this to happen?
Well, I don't. Hey, how much room do we have in the backpack? Because I know we can hold like 2 pounds worth of stuff. We still have space for everything.
It's not. It's
not
way more than 2 pounds.
Oh. I kind of try and stop her, and yeah, I look at Tig and I go, no, we don't have enough room in the bag.
Big things go in bag, and I'm just gonna keep pushing into the bag. Keep trying.
If you want to do it, you guys have to oppose strength checks.
You know I'm gonna.
Okay.
What do I have to roll?
D20 plus strength. Come on.
Hopefully I win. 16?
Oh, by 1.
Tig's feeling smug.
Up. So you try to pull away, and she just grabs the backpack, pulls it, and you realize you're only like just on the floor, and she's just putting things in this backpack, completely filling it up. So after a little while, the backpack is full, and there's probably just like a leg sticking out the top of it at this point. You put everything else in there, and there's just a limp, uncooked leg
It's just a
hanging
leg.
out.
Yes.
I look at Tig and say, okay, short rest if you want a nap to heal. Like, we'll take either a short or a long rest so you can heal a little bit. I'll take first watch. And as Tig slowly drifts off, I start removing
Help.
body parts from the
Will
bag
help keep watch.
and throwing it into a bush where she can't see it. And I'm just gonna do that until like I'm still gonna make sure that we have some of what she put in this bag, but yeah, the others.
Am
that we
I
don't need.
asleep enough that I wouldn't notice?
Okay. Nissa, stealth check. Sarah, perception check.
Sure.
Tig, perception check, sorry. Your perception check will be a disadvantage, Tig, because you are sleeping.
Yep.
So 20 verse... Okay. Well, doesn't matter.
8.
Yeah, that natural 20.
Fuck.
So you throw away as much of this food as you want, and after about an hour, Tig wakes up.
I keep like a few of. I keep enough that she wouldn't,
Yeah,
necessarily. know.
I know. You might need a face or two at a later date. Who knows? So after an hour, Tig wakes up, and
And I'm just chilling.
yeah, and you can head off down the road.
Okay, we're gonna head off down the road.
Okay.
I am not very
How is
healed. How much well-restedness did I get?
Over the course of an hour, you probably gained a couple hit points back. That's about it. I will like.
Okay.
I rested technically too, didn't I? Like sitting
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
So
So,
I still have both my spells or only one?
did you heal Wolf today?
I don't think so. God damn it, my
No.
left hand's all blurry. Okay, got it. Sorry. I can't change the settings.
If
Your
you want,
webcam was at the.
If you want to heal her, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, because I'm obviously after that fight, the fact that Tig raged, I have a lot of feelings towards her, mostly of like happiness and contentment, and she is now my friend, and she saved my life, and you know all that kind of
Just
shit. She's
not
still a
there
little
anymore.
annoying, but she's still a friend. So I'm gonna give her some of my madness and hope that I have enough feeling at the moment of like I love this chick for doing what she did by breaking someone's spine and arm.
Well,
and I'm
all
gonna attempt-
all of the poultices you made were made when you were trying to heal Wolf, so they're going to count for this. You're 16 and you used 2, I believe, so you got 14 left. Make sure you keep track of that number. So, you can use them.
I have 14 left, did you say?
Yep, 14.
Bonding violence.
14 healing things.
Yep, so it's 1d8 plus your wisdom. So, as
6.
as you guys are walking, Tig, you feel her put a like strip of cloth covered in food on your shoulder, and she just sort of like mushes it into the big open wound you have there that's been weeping blood this entire time. It immediately starts to feel better, and the blood flow slows down to a trickle.
Medicine.
It tastes like a mix of this morning's breakfast and the food she cooked on the beach.
Okay, really. Save for later.
Okay.
At least eating it kind of helps too, so it's fine. Just as long as it gets ingested.
Okay.
While we walk, I'm just gonna be like,
Okay. So after a while, you see a town in the distance. There's no walls, and you can see what looks to be like a bunch of children walking around with only 1 or 2 adults. The adults seem to be walking around the outside of the town, and they have spears and some sort of armor. Spears and shields, sorry.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Hang on. Quick question before we go any further. How much have I healed?
You healed 6 hit points.
Because we had the little short 6 points.
6 hit points plus... Yeah, I'll give you the rest in a minute.
Yep. Alright. I'm taking Arm for a walk at this point. Short lead though. Short lead.
Yep.
So Arm stays close because I love Arm.
Yep.
Gordon Ramsay special.
So you're getting closer, and you see that these adults turn to look at you, and they stand and sort of turn. They have their shields up and their spears down. They're looking at you. They're sort of like curious. They're not aggressive. They're just waiting for you to get closer. They're defensive.
I'm just be like, hello.
Hello?
I am Tig.
I'm Nissa. Our ship kind of wrecked on the beach. For some reason it's gone now, but whatever. Yeah, we
Ship go hide and seek.
wrecked, and we don't really know where we are. We're just trying to find some sort of supplies.
Supplies.
Oh, okay. We don't get many of your type here.
I'm just gonna sit down.
And then he sort of gestures behind him, and you see that what were children are actually gnomes. This is a town full of gnomes. And he sort of says,
She's just like,
he sort of looks at you like, have you talking to gnomes before? Talked to gnomes?
I have never seen a gnome before.
Okay. I can tell from your expression that you're a little bit... Alright, just look. They're very sensitive about their height and their voices.
Yeah, that's
Okay? Do not mention that they all sound the same. It's
oh shit.
culturally insensitive. Okay,
I
they will
very,
lock you out of the town, and they will not deal with you if you are demeaning to them in any way.
I understand this. Can we get this one to roll an intelligence check to make sure that she understands not to be an asshole? While she
Tig,
sits there and
roll an intelligence check.
because if she's gonna be mean, she's staying outside the town.
She's
If she fails,
excited, okay?
I get it, but if she fails this, she ain't going in. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but you don't know she's failed it. So
Tig, do you know not to mention about their voice or their height? No, bring that up.
I'm his friend. Tig, make friend.
Tig, no
Tig.
mention height or voice.
Tig,
I keep the
you can tell her that you know, but you have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. You're like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yes.
I look at the man and I say, what if it's just her that accidentally her intelligence is a little less than normal individuals, so she may not understand what you're saying.
Look, you can do... If you're with her, you might have some trouble. It's up to you. We can try to keep her here, but they like look at her up and down like... And she's still covered in blood, like she hasn't washed, like... But... Really, I don't think we're gonna be able to.
Okay, I look at Tig and I say, you go wash up and wait here for me.
Beach is far.
I look back at the dude and I ask, is there anywhere that's not in town where she can wash up that's nearby, that's not the ocean?
We have a well in the middle of town, but she can't exactly wash in that. Yeah, there's a river about 6 kilometers on the other side of town.
I don't know what to do.
I'm gonna start talking to Arm. It's like, tiny people.
And then the guy's like, yeah, look, just like, don't. None of that. Also, why is she talking to a stick? Club. Arm?
Arm is friend. Arm is friend.
Yeah,
I'm
we had
nice.
a spot of trouble, but she's helped me through some things. I would like to brace you. Her intelligence is a little low, so she may not know what we're talking about. So I think we're just gonna, wander into town and hope to fuck that she doesn't say anything inappropriate to the little people.
Can we go see tiny people?
Don't say that.
We go see tiny people?
What was your name? Tig. Do you want to possibly
Tig.
come
Tig.
with me? We have
We go for a walk?
we have stables. Do you like horses? We have horses you can look at.
Why?
Oh fuck. Look, just she's your responsibility.
It's all good. If they
Welcome.
lock us out of town,
And he
I
sort of
think they'll
gestures for you to
leave.
come in.
We
And-
walk forward, I guess.
We will go here. Oops, wrong button.
I'm so sorry, Niz.
Yep.
Even when like the death kind of die, I mean, like we're gonna get fucked up by little people because you're probably gonna say something like, "Oh, little people," and then go running towards them and pat them on the head
So
in a really strong, violent way that squishes them.
he's sort of like, welcome to Noana's hold, and lets you pass.
We've got Jesus, really 20.
Goanna Bowl.
Goanna bowl, what?
We go Goanna Bowl.
And you just hear them sort of like chuckle and then like stand up straight and sort of look out and they're like, all right, we're meant to be on guard. And you walk in and there's just Tig. These people come to like mid-thigh.
Fuck.
They're sort of like around your belly button, Nissa.
Oh, okay. So they're not overly short. They're like, yeah, cool.
Pretty small. You're not that tall either though, so.
Exactly, that's what I mean. You know.
Okay.
not-
I'm just like looking around as we go through. I'm actually gonna hold arm as we go through, like really close.
The guard's gonna call back and say, first turn, follow the road to the keep on the hill. The mayor's there in the used to be a lord's keep, but it's a bit run down. But that's where he, lives now.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And we walk in the direction that he told us to go.
Okay. So you walk through, and they walk sort of through here. They pass a house, and you sort of see the houses are normal people houses. So you just see people like peering up over windowsills, like looking at these giants walk by. And like all the children gather, and like the children are like mid-calf to you, Tig. So you have to be careful not to step on them. And they move up around, and you get to.
By the way, I can't see them.
I can bring them here. They're not actually on the sheet yet, but I'm just showing you because you're going to be moving around the town a lot in the next little while. So,
Yeah, okay.
you get up to the Lord's Keep, which is up here, which I've just pinged so you can see it.
Yep.
And you walk in, and there's a person sitting on a chair. He is a gnome, and he's wearing like he's wearing trousers, a belt, like they have like a folded crease down the front on either side, either leg. Like they're well presented. They've got hats, coat, and little like ties.
Do they look like little garden gnomes?
No.
Aww.
They look like little businessmen.
So yeah, like you know how you get the garden gnomes that have like the different clothes and stuff, and you can get ones that like little you can get ones that little businessmen. Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think what's the time? It's 8:20. We've got no child. I think before we continue, I think we should end it here. To be honest, we are almost 8:30. We usually run for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. And with Chad not here, it'd be good to have him here for all the social encounters you guys are about to fuck up. So